Once I gave my life to God, I actually found myself struggling with intoxication and addiction in different ways and a bit more than I did before I got saved and gave my life to God. And I would justify it. I would really tell myself, like, hey, I'm doing better. I'm not out there in the world anymore. I get drunk by myself. But I seen how it was affecting my life, my health, my relationship with my child, and him watching me. I didn't want him to grow up thinking that these things were okay, and I knew I needed to make a change.
So at night, to put it plainly, I put my son to bed and I take shots. This is him, by the way. It's being very destructive. So I justify getting drunk, which I haven't wanted to admit that I'm getting drunk. I tell myself, well, I'm still conscious, but I know in my heart that it's wrong. I justify it by telling myself, well, I took care of everything that I need to today. I stopped smoking, like I'm getting better. But I recently have been doing research and I looked up the meaning of a drunkard. And it's just somebody who has a habitual, repetitive wanting, craving, and then doing of something. So if it's constant, if it's comfortable, people know, oh, this person drinks at this time. It's most likely a habit. You're most likely a drunkard, and I did not want to admit that. So let's look at some of the people in the Bible who struggled with drinking and the effect that it had on them and their families. Lot was so drunk he did not know what he was doing, and this led to immorality. Nadal, forgive me if I'm saying that wrong, whose name literally meant fool or stupid, died after a drunken spree at night. David had Uriah get drunk in an attempt to cover up his sin with Bathsheba. Hadad, and 32 other kings were drinking and getting drunk when they were attacked and defeated by the Israelites. So we see a continuous cycle that all getting drunk does, all not being of a sober mind does, is allow sin and corruption into our homes, into our lives. I personally stopped smoking recently. And I use that to justify, but I noticed that when I drink, I become a bit more aggressive. I used to fight a lot before I got saved, and I see that spirit try to rise up every time I drink. And this is me just saying, if you struggle with it too, know you're not alone. And know it's not okay. It's something that I am working on. So, yeah.
There was definitely a point where I thought that I would never overcome these things, and it's so awesome that I'm here. I just had my second son. That was my recent baby shower. And I look at this picture right here, and I just remember feeling so stuck. I felt like I'll never overcome this. And I got pregnant again. Like I said, I just had my second son. And I can honestly say that God has truly changed me within that time of being pregnant. And this is me holding myself accountable. I'm looking back at myself a year ago and just saying, I don't want to go back to that. And this is me telling you that if you cry out to God and you tell him, I need help, I'm struggling, I'm hurting, I don't want to be this way, he can help you, friend. I don't care how bad that addiction is. I don't care how long it's ran in your family. God can help you. God wants to. And this is me telling you, take that first step and go to him because he can help.